Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
The spice is nice. It's really good. I really recommend it.
It's like home. Everything's perfect.
It's absolutely delicious.
It was really, really nice.
Superbly marinated.
The customer service is amazing.
My favorite Asian food in Bangkok now.
It was genuinely the best, most filling meal I've ever eaten in my life.
The most authentic place to come for Filipino street food, spoon and rice.
It is the evening of the day. I sit and watch the children play. Smiling faces I can see, but not for me. I sit and watch as tears go by. My riches can't buy everything. I want to hear the children sing. All I hear is the sound of rain falling on the ground. I sit and watch as tears go by. It is the evening of the day. I sit and watch the children play, doing things I used to do, they think are new. I sit and watch as tears go by. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan. It gives me great pleasure, of course, to still have this show going on, and I'd like to really specially thank World Remit this week. Thank you for your continued sponsorship now. This is the third series that you guys have been a part of this journey. And of course, when anyone sends money back home to the Philippines, I would really, really recommend World Remit. You know, it's a very safe system to use. The app is very easy to download. It's literally a case of just 3 or 4 clicks and then you've sent the money. When we send money back home to the Philippines, either myself or my wife will always use World Remit because we know the money is going to get there on time. It's going to be very quick. You're going to get an email, a message. There's good security. So I would really say thanks to those guys. Thank you for their support. Thank you for supporting the Filipino community and, of course, making this show possible. Thank you also to Spoon and Rice as well for being my sponsor. That last video was Laura Jane, and Laura Jane is right now in the Philippines as we speak. And she's just obviously let her use her YouTube videos so you can hear her. She's a very, very talented singer and songwriter who I know is on various streaming apps. And later on, she's going to be giving us another message. So thank you so much to Laura Jane. I'd like to greet all of her fans as well. Thank you for being there. Thank you for watching. I'd particularly like to greet Barbara Jean of Persephone. You know, we met before. Barbara Jean is a GMA 7 artist in the Philippines, and we met a few years back. And I know she's a friend of Laura Jane as well, and she's also going to be watching. So I'd like to greet Barbara Jean as well. Guys, thanks so much for watching this show. We're now going to go on to the main part of the show. You know, I'm absolutely amazed right now. I really can't get over this. There's this incredible book by an incredible author that's come out, and I really wanted to share the whole story with you guys as well. So without much further ado, we're going to be speaking to a very prominent member of the Filipino community, a singer, songwriter, and now children's author, Jane Burns. Hi, how you doing? It's over to you.
Hi, Malcolm. How are you? Thank you for that wonderful introduction. It's nice to be joining you here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, I know you've been around in the community for a long time. And of course, I know you've had professional training in terms of singing. And I believe you went to the Brit School. So let me know who else went to the Brit School in your time, if you like.
Sure. So I went to school with the likes of Adele, Katie Malua, Amy Winehouse, and Jessie J. We all did music and singing, and I still continue to do my singing as well. I've got my degree in music as well, actually. I've also got my master's in law. So yeah, that's where I started, basically, singing and songwriting, and I still do that, and I still practice my singing, and I work in the industry as well. But yes, since then I've also had my children. I've a 4-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son. And yes, since the lockdown, basically the beginning of the lockdown, you know, we were missing Lola and Grandpa quite a lot, and the children understand it at first. So yeah, I just decided to put all of our feelings and emotions into this one book and focus all of our energy and put it into something positive. It's hard to do that kind of thing, Malcolm, you know, but I really wanted to encourage my children to just remember what it's like to be with Lola and Grandpa, particularly with Lola as well, because my mum is quite you know, she's a lovely, warm character, and she loves telling stories and talking Tagalog with the children, and that's really important to keep the culture and the heritage alive and keeping that buzzing. You know, it's important for parents like myself. So that's what I decided to do. Focus all of it into a book. That's it in a nutshell.
No, it's it's really, really incredible. I'm really, really impressed, and I know we've done this before on a Facebook video that I released. But when you told me about this book without actually saying anything to you, I went straight on Amazon, and it was a very easy process. I just typed in Mahal Kita Lola on the search bar of Amazon, and immediately I found the book and I bought it, and I have this Amazon Prime where I think I pay about £7 a month. And as a result of that, I get like Amazon deliveries free. This is not a promotion for Amazon. They're not paying me to say this, but it's just obviously because I order from Amazon a lot. I have the Amazon movies and everything else. So I just went ahead and I ordered the book, and it's an absolutely incredible book, and I have it here. And I'm just so impressed. I think, it's really hard in lockdown for a lot of people. And I really admire the fact that you've put your efforts into doing something that's so helpful to the community and, of course, helpful to Filipinos around the world. I hate to say this, but there just aren't that many Filipino English books out there. I think there's only 3 or 4 people who've done something like this.
Yeah. It's very true. And I just felt like, if I was feeling, I miss my mum and dad, and my children miss their Lola and their groups like so much, because they're used to seeing them every day, and sharing jokes and laughter, sitting around, everything that you read basically, like Lola cooking pancit. They miss all of that. I'm sure that I'm not the only parent, and my children aren't the only children that are feeling similar to this. And I wanted to help as many other families in this situation. It could help them to first learn the language and get familiar with the Tagalog, especially for the little ones, but also to reconnect with their family. Just remember what it's like to go to Lola and Lolo's house or Gramp's house, and seeing all of the things that you would usually see around their house, because we can't do that at the moment. So I'm hoping that we can keep some positive energy while learning as well, and just keeping the culture alive. I really do hope it helps. For the
I think the
family.
timing is absolutely perfect, because you probably remember back to last December, finally Disney came out with this whole Disney advert, which I thought was incredible. And it was kind of love from Disney to the UK. And I believe they chose the Christmas Filipino celebration because, of course, it's such a wonderful one, isn't it? Have you been home for Christmas?
Yeah, I went there, I think, back in 2004, maybe, for Christmas. Yeah, it's beautiful. I remember my mum, before that, I'd never been at Christmas, and my mum used to tell me about the magical stars that light up the streets in the Philippines. And she always used to say to me, Christmas is not the same here as it is at home. And I always, up until then, I was always like, oh, I want to go to the Philippines and, see what it's like at Christmas. And it's obviously such a big thing, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely wonderful. And the fact that my mum continues to tell me and pass on their traditions. And I think that's so important, that's, how we do things, carrying on traditions, passing it on to the next generation. It's beautiful.
I think it's really important. And, going back to that Disney show, they had this character, this Lola, and there were so many comments online, like, about Lola and her name and everything. And I think there was this Disney thing that they released to say Lola is the name of the woman. And there was a little bit of confusion. And I think Lola's a really important person, say, within the Philippine family. And I think it's nice that you've called your book Mahal Kita Lola, so that maybe other people, other nationalities can understand about the Philippines is very family orientated. And I think this really comes out in the book. And I think it's a wonderful tribute to grandparents and to families. And that's what I love. It's really, I think, captured the heartstrings. Lola loves to laugh, and showing the cleaning of the house with the banag. Is it called banag? The thing that you used to sweep as well. And it's just nice, it just pays homage to the traditions of the Philippines. And there's even And I don't want to give away too much of the book, but there's even the close open. And I remember when my children were younger, my wife would sing the whole close open to my children as well. And you know, it's part of being Filipino, and it's part of the culture and part of the traditions. And you've managed to capture this in your book. So I'm really, really impressed.
Oh, thank you so much, Malcolm. I think it's one of those things, like, not we can take these things when before the lockdown, you just accept that everything's there. And as you say, as Filipinos, we're family orientated, and that's how it is. But then when that gets taken away from you, your mind is just like blown away with, like, you know, all of these emotions. You end up on a roller coaster. So it just really, for me, encapsulates everything. Because, well, when I wrote it, it's purely how I felt and how the children felt, and that's how it came out in this book. And it's all literally, it's not there with a business plan, it's there with love and emotion and pure, you know, as you say, family. That's what it is. It's family in this book right here, you know.
And this is what things are about that are successful. How do I put this? You know, the most successful songs, the most successful films, the most successful, even baking cakes. If you're baking a cake with love, you know, with a lot of care, like the cupcakes. In fact, there is a bakery company called Lola. Now, I still struggle to know how they've used Lola. Is there anyone Filipino involved in that business? I would really like to know. But I think if you do something with the right heart and the right attitude, then it's going to be really successful.
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, it wasn't my intention to become an author, you know, but it's out of pure love for my children and the community, supporting our community as Filipinos in the UK, but also worldwide, you know.
Yeah, completely. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break right now, and then when we come back, I've got loads more questions for you. So we'll see you when we get back.
Cool.
The spice is nice.
It's really good. I really recommend it.
It's like home. Everything's perfect.
It's absolutely delicious.
It was really, really nice.
Superbly marinated.
The customer service is amazing.
My favorite Asian food involves now.
It was genuinely the best, most filling meal I've ever eaten in my life.
The most authentic place to come for Filipino street food, spoon and rice.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Hi guys, thanks so much for watching Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlon. It's a really, really great episode because, of course, we're talking about Filipino culture and basically what makes somebody a Filipino in terms of the family oriented and, you know, this whole thing about Lola and grandparents. And I think it's really, really awesome. And it's a really lovely show. So without much further ado, it's back over to you, Jaynee.
Hi again, everybody.
I think we've both got you've got your book as well, right?
I do.
It's just such a lovely book, and I love the illustration as well. I think it's really fun, and I know that Alistair's done this as well. And I'm not going to show everyone the whole book, but also you sort of pay homage to Filipino food as well in terms of pancit. Do you eat Filipino food at home a lot still, or do your children eat pancit, etc.?
Oh, of course, Malcolm. You can't be living without pancit now. What world would we be in if we didn't have pancit? Especially Lola's pancit.
Exactly. And there's like 20 varieties of pancit, really, aren't there? You know, from different regions of the Philippines. What region of the Philippines are your family from?
From Baguio.
From Baguio. Wow, I've been to Baguio many times. So I've been to the Philippine Military Academy. I watched them when they were doing their kind of parading, if you like. I've also been to Mines View Park as well. And my children have been on the little ponies, you know, the ponies wearing the pink by the mountain, if you like. And also we've been to the there's another park there as well. I can't remember the name offhand. We went boating. You probably went to the boating lake as well. If anyone knows, let me. Burgess Park. Yeah, exactly. It is Burgess. You're exactly right. And we went to a boating lake, which was really awesome. And also they've got the big mall there. They've got an SM mall there as well. I love Baguio. Yeah, I love Baguio. But I think the thing is, sadly, like going back a few years, I think some areas went run down is not the word I'm looking for, but I think, you know, I believe Baguio's looking better now. It's had a bit of a spruce up, and I think that's a wonderful thing as well. You know, I think Baguio now is really on the up, as a lot of the areas in the Philippines are. They were talking one stage about rehabilitating Baguio. I know the same things happen with Boracay as well. So I went to Boracay a few years back. I don't know if you've been to Boracay, but I went to from station 1 to station 3. And that's literally about 3 miles. And literally it was kind of looked a bit run down, but now it's been spruced up. And I believe there were plans to do that in Baguio as well.
I see. I haven't actually been to Boracay. It's on my to-do list. So I'll be coming to you for, you know, holiday destinations in Boracay. But I would love to go there. But yeah, Baguio, for me, I went to Baguio before SM was there and after SM was there, and it was amazing. Especially I like on the they have a balcony on like the 2nd or 3rd, and you just see the view of the whole of Baguio City, and you could see the cathedral, and then like, me and my dad, we would have pancakes and coffee on the balcony every morning. It was wonderful. It was nothing like a morning in Baguio City. So refreshing.
Yeah, and it's really cold as well, isn't it? I think it even snowed once in Baguio. In fact, I think it's got cold for quite a few areas in the Philippines. It's gone down to like 11 degrees or something. I think that's part of global warming, really, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. I remember it's like it was warm in the afternoon, and then by the evening you sort of need a one. So you don't know what to pack when you're packing your bags. You have half of it's going to be like hot weather clothes, and then you still need to bring your coat as well. So
yeah, exactly. The Philippines is incredible. You know, I love the Philippines so much. I also have a Facebook group, More Fun in the Philippines, where I promote tourism. But actually, going back to how I've kind of known you or met you, I know you've been around in the community for a long time, used to be singing and dancing. Tell me a little bit about that and kind of the history, if you like.
Oh, so I've been singing and dancing my whole life and acting as well. So I went to the Sylvia Young Theatre School from a young age. So where I think a lot of the kids in the community were doing Filipino dancing, but I was always at Sylvia's, so I couldn't go to the Filipino dance when I was that young. So I was doing all of the acting, and I did a lot of TV work and film work, and I did the Harry Potter films, and a few other bits and pieces as well with Sylvia's. And then I think around 10 years old, I joined a Filipino dance group in the UK, and started doing, Tinny Kling, Tiki Tik, Binasua. As you can see in the book, it talks about the dances that Lola does, because Lola, my mom, was in a dance group with me as well. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice actually thinking back to it now, because I learned about my culture, being a Filipino, having a Filipino mum, dancing together as well. It was really, really beautiful, and we got to do that together. And yeah, it's been lovely, really. Like, she's taught me a lot about being a Filipino, and what it's like for us to be involved in the community, and just the importance of our culture, and and food and everything. And it's lovely. I enjoy dancing. I still enjoy dancing.
No, it's really, really lovely to hear. And, and you said you were involved in the Harry Potter films. Oh, my God. I must be one of the only people in the world who'd never watched Harry Potter. And it was only about a year ago, my daughter said, come on, let's watch the series. And I watched from the first one to the last one. And it's absolutely amazing. It's
Yeah.
everyone's read the book, and particularly in the Philippines, I know there's a lot of fans of Harry Potter. So you were in the movie?
Yeah, I was one of the Hufflepuff children. So you'll see me in the second one.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
that's incredible. You're going to have to show me so I can tell my daughter I've actually got an actor from the Harry Potter movies on my phone.
Yeah, I was one of the children, yeah. Standing there behind Hagrid. Oh, it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. So yeah, loved it.
That's lovely, and I think it's nice that you've grown up sort of appreciating culture, and you've grown up kind of in that environment. And I think the problem, perhaps not the problem, but nowadays a lot of kids are watching their sort of computers all the time. They're playing games. They're not sort of kind of doing the traditional stuff, like the dancing, like spending times together as a family, watching films or eating together. At the moment, or at least in the past, up until lockdown, parents working all the time. So I think it's time that you've got more with your children. Obviously, your children are younger, but I think perhaps although lockdown is a bad thing for a lot of people, for some people it's brought families together, and people spend more time together, which I think is a good thing.
I completely agree. It's a time you're at the moment. It's frustrating because we can't see our extended families. And that's horrible. But you can channel all of that stuff into positivity, like I tried to do with the book. But also there are silver linings. I try to always look for the positives in life, Malcolm. So instead of the glass being half full, half empty, it's half full. So as you say, this time you'll never really get back again. Well, if a pandemic doesn't come again. But I'm never going to be with my children all the time like I am now. And it's only because of what's happening that I am. And I've kind of sort of like, I want to embrace this time with them, because they're only little. I want to just encourage them to learn and to have fun, and this time has been beautiful to do all of these things. Like, I in some ways do enjoy it.
This book is like an absolute legacy. It's almost like somebody growing up in the UK, in the Filipino community. It's almost like your gift to the Filipino community in the UK, because it brings out Philippine culture and it highlights what's wonderful about the Philippine people. So I'm just so impressed. I'm sure you've had a lot of people who've been interested in getting the book. And how do you deal with that? So when I ordered it, are you like at home wrapping it up, or how does it all work?
So you can buy it directly through Amazon, and Amazon will send a copy out to you, and it's that simple. And it's available, and you can order it, and it comes within a few days. It's really quite simple.
Well, next day on Amazon Prime, which is what I did. So literally, I got it through the post the next day, which is wonderful. So how long did it take to do this? It's such an amazing book. Was it a long project? How long did it take?
There are different stages, as there are with all creative things. So I wrote the book mostly in the first lockdown and over summer. So, you know, picking the right. I didn't want to just put anything in there. It was, as you sort of mentioned, I wanted it to be particular things that we associate with Lola, you know, in particular. And that process was, yeah, it was, you know, I'd say lockdown one summer, and then as I came on board through midsummer towards lockdown, and then I think sort of Christmas, between Christmas and now, we were sort of deciding on, you know, finalizing it. So it has been a COVID-19 project.
Wow.
All together. Yeah.
This is something that's like kind of there forever, isn't it? It's a real legacy. You know, it's not going to be the case that the book suddenly disappears. This is something that's really important because it's something that families can buy, and particularly maybe Pinoys are in relationships maybe with foreigners, maybe they don't really speak Filipino at home all the time. So this is something as well that others can learn, and also people who've got an interest in the Philippines. This is something that I think you could also maybe send to the Philippines, to schools as well, because of course not only does it show you the Filipino, it also shows you the translation for English as well. Maybe you can be really clever and switch it round and put Tagalog at the top and a Philippine edition.
Yeah, look at this. This is good thinking, Malcolm. Yeah, exactly. It works both ways. I mean, my husband, he's not Filipino at all. So even when he's reading it, he's trying to learn, and it's his way as well of communicating and learning our culture through the book, because there are some words in here that he wouldn't have known, and he learns his most of the Tagalog from my mum as well. And obviously, because we haven't been around my mum, the book's actually been helping him a little bit more. So that's been really, really fantastic, because he can connect with the kids as well, and that's quite nice.
That's amazing. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to have a final chat with you, and then we're going to be speaking to Laura Jane as well. But if I will see you when we get back.
Perfect.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
The spice is nice.
It's really good. I really recommend it.
It's like home. Everything's perfect.
It's absolutely delicious.
It was really, really nice.
Superbly marinated.
The customer service is amazing.
My favorite Asian food in Bangkok now.
It was genuinely the best, most filling meal I've ever eaten in my life.
The most authentic place to come for Filipino street food, spoon and rice.
Hi guys, welcome back. I was just really excited that Janie's been in one of the Harry Potter movies. I'm like saying to my family, oh my God, she was in Harry Potter, because my daughter absolutely loves Harry Potter as well. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, Harry Potter's amazing. It is. It's
Okay,
really cool.
comments coming through as well, which is wonderful. And I believe some people are going to order your book as well now. Let's go ahead and flash the comments.
Okay.
Jonah Evangelista
Wow.
watching you from Switzerland, which is lovely.
Amazing.
Brad's
My,
one
my,
sent,
my
I
children are
ordered one of that book. It's lovely. Hi, Jane. It's me, your Kuya Dennis from LK. Brilliant.
Hi, Kuya.
Rudy Lebrojo, hi Sir Malcolm and your lovely guest, Mabuhay from Belfast. I don't know if you know, Mia Lebrojo is also a singer-songwriter from Belfast. You might have seen her on my social media, and she is, I've got to say, she's absolutely incredibly talented. If you have the chance to check out her YouTube, she's written a new song, Lovesick, that's a really, really good song. She watched a movie, and she wrote the song after watching that movie. You know, Pinoy talent is just off the scale. You know, it's just amazing. And we're going ahead to our next comments. Angeli Hosala from Canada. Hi. So we're being watched from people around the world. And Rule Ongji Andreas from Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. What can you say to all of your people watching this show?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope in some way that you can connect with Mahal Lola. If you have children that may want to learn Tagalog, it's a really lovely book, and I do hope that it helps you all learn Tagalog and reconnect with your family back home and with Lola.
Thanks for that. You know, it's great. You know, it's lovely that out of lockdown, you know, lockdown's also been a really difficult time for many people. And of course, lockdown, I believe, was necessary because it's reduced the rate of people catching COVID-19. As we both know, tragically, many Filipinos, nurses and healthcare professionals have sadly passed away, which is absolutely awful. But also, I think lockdown has affected people's mental health. And if you just sat there in your house all day, not doing anything, I think it would be incredibly difficult. So has that related to you in lockdown as well? Have you found this book a way of coping with lockdown?
Of course, of course. As I said, I found it really hard in the first 2 weeks in particular, because I'm not used to not seeing my parents, because they help me, they help us out as a family so much. Because I also teach again, and I work at schools, and my husband teaches guitar at schools and stuff. So they help out in the house quite a lot, and they look after the children when we're at work. So I'm used to seeing them pretty much every day. So it was like a shock. It was a really big shock to the system, you know. And so as I said, the first 2 weeks, my children were like, "Well, this is a bit weird. What's going on here?" And then eventually, it's hard to explain to a child, a three-year-old even, what's going on. So eventually, my daughter got quite upset. You know, she really missed Lola and Gramps, and so that's where I kind of said, look, let's not be sad about it. Let's get a book out, and we'll write all the happy memories and the things that we normally do with Lola. And I was like, what do you like doing with Lola? And it was kind of like a little exercise, and it was really nice. And instead of them being really sad, they just started. It just lifted their spirits. It was uplifting, and then they were like, "Oh, can we call Lola? I want to speak to Lola." And they weren't sad; they were happy. And I just felt, well, if that had an effect on my children and it made them happier, surely it could help other children out as well, and other families who must be feeling similar to how we were. And yeah, that's what. And then I just took it further.
I think on another level, it also inspires other people as well. You know, so many people have got their life stories, if you like, and they've never done anything about it. How easy is it to get into publishing? How do you go about this? Well, I've got no clue. Can you give us a little bit of information about that?
It's it's a process, really. You've got to, first have your ideas and have your stories and create your arc, if you like, and then you've got to get onto how you want to illustrate it and what kind of book it is. And there are all sorts of different publishers and all sorts of different. It's like music labels. There are independent labels. There are major labels. You can do it yourself, and there's all sorts of different avenues, basically. But when you have your final product, it depends how you want to do it. Really, you can self-publish, you can take it to independence, but there are a variety of different ways. And if you have the time and the energy to enjoy something, you're passionate about something, I'd say to somebody who wanted to write a story to just go through it. And like I said before, doing it through lockdown was quite nice because I had the time to do it. It may not have happened if the lockdown wasn't here, because I'm always quite busy. So it was fun as well. I enjoyed it. It wasn't something that it was fun. It was a fun activity.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time to be on the show. Thank you for taking the time to tell us about the book. Would you like to greet any of your family or anybody watching as well?
Yes, hi Mom, hi Dad, Lola and Gramps, I miss you. We will miss you. I hope to see you soon. All my family in the Philippines, we love and miss you too. And all of my friends and family in London, we miss you so much. And I've just realised, to my family in the Philippines in Baguio, it's Burnham Park, not Burgess Park. Burgess Park
Oh, yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Oh my God, how bad am
I'm
I?
from South London.
Yeah. Burnham Park,
I'm from South London, so Burgess Park, it's just like
yeah. Because I remember, as I said, I remember boating in Burnham Park as well with family. That was really lovely, and I have so many fond memories of Baguio. I have to say, the people were so friendly. It was really fun. It's got to be one of my best places in the Philippines, I have to be honest. Yeah. Because my wife's from Pangasinan, so from Pangasinan it's like about a 3-hour drive. So greetings to everybody in Baguio as well. Well, thank you so much for being part of this this show. I've really enjoyed it. We've got a lot of people watching from across the world. We have a couple more comments as well. And it's from Kelj, who I know speaks some Filipino. And I will try and read what he said. If we can maybe flash it on the screen, and it's on it's on the feed now of the show. If not, I'm just going to go ahead and read it. Marunong ako magsalita, my mabuti Tagalog. So Salita's right. Okay, is that right? If you're going to write something, it's Salita. And Marong is like, do you understand? Do you understand my Tagalog writing? Is that about right? Is it fine?
Is it fine? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So my Tagalog's not that bad. I need to learn Filipino myself, and I'm sure this book is going to go some way to being able to do that. And we haven't...
We do plan to write... I've written more, so there's more to come as well.
Wow.
So yeah, there will be more.
Wow. So you were when you were a kid, you were in the Harry Potter movies, which were written by J.K. Rowling. Let's look in 10 years' time and you're the next J.K. Rowling of the Philippines.
Oh, that would be lovely. That would be lovely. But I think, if anything, it's more like I just want to have, for the children, one day my children will grow up and they'll be like, they'll have a memory of Mahal Kita Lola. Do you remember that book? And my children will know that I wrote it, and hopefully it's helped them and their friends to learn a bit as well.
Yes. I'm just being asked to get the book by the same guy. I have the book already. I ordered the book. The second I heard about it, I thought, let me go on Amazon. It's such an easy process. I just typed in Mahal Kita Lola. I think it's about £8, which is absolutely fantastic value. And it's something that you can keep at home for generations, for your children, for your grandchildren. This is really a book. I really can't praise you and thank you highly enough for this book. Not that I bought it myself. I mean, thank you for writing it, not thank you for giving me a copy, because I went out and bought a copy. Ronnie, wow. Go, lovely Jaynee, Jane BV, miss you and love you. That's from Ronnie de Barrio. We were just talking, Ronnie, about
hello, Clea.
yeah, we were just talking about the Lord Mayor's show, and I remember Ronnie teaching me how to dance. It was so funny because when we were in the parade, the idea was that we would wave the flag and do some kind of dance, and it was quite elaborate. So it started off, I was kind of like this and like that. And towards the end, I was just like he sort of started off with really great ambitions for me in terms of dancing and spinning round. And at the end, he said, "Well, why don't you just walk along and wave the flag? Because I can't dance to save my life."
Well, at least you tried, Malcolm. At least you tried.
Exactly. But Ronnie's such a fantastic dancer, and of course, he was in Miss Saigon before, as you know, which is my most amazing show. And of course, the LK dance group as well has done so much for Philippine culture, as you have with this book. Somebody's asked me to flash the pages. Now, I don't really want to give away any big secrets, but I will maybe just flash one page, and it's Lola Loves to Laugh. And I think that's wonderful because I think it describes lots of things that Lola does in Filipino and in English, but I think it highlights the special relationship between Lola and Filipino grandparents and children, and I think this is great. On have you sent a copy to the embassy?
I haven't. No.
I think you need to. I think I'm not saying you should give away. Well, you probably should, but I think it would be a good idea. My suggestion is that you send a copy to the Philippine embassy in London.
Yeah,
because
that's a good idea.
They have a bookshelf. And on that bookshelf, they have a lot of books that have been written by people in the UK, a lot of books that they've been given. And it's like a library of published books. There used to be a wonderful resource in the UK called a Filipino kind of library, if you like, that was a resource center and had every single Filipino book that's ever been published that's related to Filipinos. But that's shut down, sadly.
Okay.
But as I said, the Philippine embassy does have this library of books, and I think it would be wonderful if you could maybe send them a copy. I just think that would be a great thing to do.
Yeah,
brilliant.
That's a fantastic idea.
I see. I'm full of great ideas.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so Ronnie sent another message. Jane will be singing Con Demand song with LK hopefully soon.
I will be singing what? Sorry, I'll be singing with LK.
Kundiman, Kundiman. My pronunciation is probably quite bad. We'll be singing Kundiman song. Or
I'm not.
okay,
I'm
can we
not
flash
sure.
that on the screen? Hopefully we can flash that particular message on. It's a serenade song. So actually, what Ronnie is saying is he's hoping that you'll be singing some serenade songs on his next show with LK.
Oh yeah, of course. I need to. My daughter, because of the book, my daughter and my son have been talking and looking at the videos of us, Lola and me, Lola and I, when we were dancing Filipino dances before. So she wants to start Filipino dancing too now. So I'll be speaking to you, Kuya, later on.
That's
a new addition to the LK family.
Yeah, I love Written Inkling, but it's so fast, and I love it when it's really done so fast. And I know Ronnie can do that, and I know there's a few others can do that. I've seen at the Philippine Department of Tourism at the World Travel Market. You know, LK have been there before, and they've been at many shows. I wonder if Ronnie is available, and I know this is kind of a bit far out. But I don't know. We're going to try and send a message to Ronnie and add him to the chat room. Let's just see if we can do that. Hopefully Ronnie's still there. I don't know what he's doing at the moment, but let's just see if we can do this. Sorry about this, but it would just be amazing. Just as I've added Ronnie. He should now see the message and he should see the link. He's been sent the link. And hopefully he's going to join us because it will be wonderful to talk to him again, particularly about Filipino dance and maybe the history of what you guys have done together, that would be incredible. Let's see if he'll take up our invitation. I'm sorry this show's lasted a bit longer and it's kind of a bit ad lib, but it's nice, you know. It's just these shows are not meant to be a long list of scripted questions. Basically, it's just about a chat, you know, a chat about life, a chat about what you're doing, and I think that's just pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool, isn't it? As you, like you mentioned the tinny thing there, like that was one of my favorite dances as well to do. Just the fast bit at the end. It was
Seriously,
so cool.
How'd you do that?
That was like my forte.
Falling over, right?
with great difficulty, Malcolm. With great difficulty, but no, I loved it. It was quite it was fun. I loved doing that one.
Well, I was just talking at the Lord Mayor show where when we were waiting to join that. I remember Rebecca Grant, who's done that before when she was younger as well. She was invited by Ronnie to do the Tinkling Again, and it was kind of really cool to see Ronnie Del Barrio, Rebecca Grant, kind of really figures within the Filipino community, and obviously well known, obviously with Rebecca being on Casualty as well, on different shows as well. So it was nice to see, and it's amazing, you know, there are so many prominent Filipinos, and I'm so impressed with the Filipino culture. There's so many big kind of shows out there and Pinoys out there, and I just love Philippine culture, and I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, definitely. It means a lot to us to sort of maintain our culture. So it's lovely. It's lovely to have there isn't that much. There aren't that many dance shows as when I was younger. It would be nice to bring that back into the community actually again. I mean, obviously there are, but I just feel like we could do it more with that. Maybe that's something that we could look at doing coming out of lockdown at some stage.
Yeah, well, I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
I know that these shows are very difficult to put on. You obviously need the theatre. You need the. I know that Ronnie gets a group over from the Philippines as well, the Barangay Dance Troupe as well, and I know a lot goes into it. But I think the problem is these shows are quite expensive to do, and with social distancing and everything else, I really don't know what the future holds. I'm not sure if we're able to get Ronnie online. Maybe we're not. But anyway, thank you so much. It's been really awesome. I've really enjoyed it. Please, everybody, go and buy a copy of this incredible book. It's something that you want to have on the coffee table. And of course, for young children, maybe who don't speak Filipino or not much Filipino, it kind of introduces them to sort of classic Filipino phrases. And I just think it's absolutely awesome.
Thanks so much, Malcolm. I really.
Oh wow, we have Ronnie as well.
Hello, Kuya.
Hi, Jane.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. You look good. Hi, Malcolm. Thank you
really
for
nice
letting me
to
join.
see you. You know, I'm reminiscing, and you probably remember that, Ronnie, as well, with Rebecca Grant and the Lord Mayor's show and all of those that time and my useless dancing.
Yeah, I know. We had like different groups when we did the Lord's Mayor parade together with Renee Montemayor.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was in Grange Hill.
Yes. Yeah, she was in Grange Hill before. Yes.
Yeah, and she's got you know all these kind of fan things that you go to, these fan events, and I know it's quite iconic really as well, Grange Hill, and I know she still gets requests, and they've done it's just great, you know. I'm so impressed. There are so many, I guess, kind of young people from my generation, obviously Mucha Buena from the Sugar Babes, and I know the Sugar Babes have come back again as well, and I know you're connected as well, Jaynee, to those guys as well. You're like cousin. I know you're related in some way, right? Or you're connected with Mucha as well.
Oh, we just danced together when we were younger, and we did a lot of like hula dancing with Auntie Ellen.
Ah,
Good old Auntie Ellen, yeah.
Yeah, when they were like younger, like when they're how old, Jane? Like 7, 6.
Very young.
Very young.
Yeah.
When Tita Ellen is teaching at the is it Eurofil that time?
Eurofil, I remember the Eurofil. That was Jay Ebot, wasn't it?
No, that's
Monique.
Tita Ninita.
I thought, didn't Monique Wilson do some teaching on that as well, or was that the Philippine Islands Performing Arts group or something? People, wasn't
No,
it?
I don't think she did, but she kind of like part of the Philippine Islands before.
That's right, because I remember going to one of their teaching sessions as well. You know, I'm a big fan of Monique as well, so I remember going to that. It just brings back so many wonderful memories. So what does the future hold for LK? Obviously, with lockdown, Ronnie. Now we've got you on. Jaynee was talking about maybe dancing in the future. What are your plans?
At the moment, kind of like looking at something like what we can do online in terms of the shows, more like reminiscing the past, and then just sharing the past, and then giving the motivational, inspirational kind of like look in the past and feel the, our cultural heritage, which I'm sure like with Jane, with the new family and everything, so they need to be connected or reconnected to their, roots as part of the whole, cultural, so they can feel it. So like the two kids with Jane will be really fantastic for them to be part of that, because even with Tita Jovi, Jane's mom, and Tito Mike, they all been part of the LK since they were little. Not Tita Jovi. Tita Jovi, only Jane when she was little.
Yeah, but I do remember all those times, and it's really awesome. You know, I've been following LK now for quite a few years, and you guys as well. And this show really has special memories for me, and I really appreciate it. Ronnie, what can you say about this amazing new book of Jaynee as well?
So it was very good. And it's the first time for me that I saw that, Jane. Congratulations. Are you doing?
Thank you, Kuya.
How many are you gonna do? At
How
the
many
moment,
books? How many
how many
books?
books you're planning to do?
I've got this one at the moment. I've written another one, and I'll probably just keep it going. As I feel like the kids can really, really learn from it. It's not something that they've got access to, especially through the pandemic, and we're not seeing with social distancing. They're not being able to see Lola or their Lolas or extended family. So I think it's really important to sort of give them some sort of connection, and I think doing that through books or online, as you say, is a really, really good way of keeping them in contact with their roots. So I'm definitely going to keep doing more, because I feel like it's really important for them and for the parents as well,
Yeah, it's really good. There's a lot of things you can do as well. It's like connecting, our indigenous people from the north, where Tita Jovi, came from in Baguio, in Cordillera. So it'll be nice to kind of like visually they'll be able to see the cartoons kind of illustrate the ways of life, and then in connection how the family evolves with the Lola, with the Tio and Tita, with the head of chief in the Cordillera, make it really, it's really, there's a lot of ways you can play it around. So I'm sure you'll be able to do that.
Wow.
So, God, it's really, really good.
And of course, the dancing as well, showing the LK, maybe the twinkling dance, and maybe kind of focusing on that as well.
Jane is very good at
so many great ideas.
Jane is very good.
We should get thank you. We should get Lola, and Mum and my daughter. We could have 3 generations dancing a tiki tick or something.
There's a lot of things they can do. There's a lot of like kids, Philippine folk dance that they can learn as well. Remember that when you were starting, Jane? So it'll be really good. And also always like surprise you regarding the online show that probably we can do is like we can try and do the you singing the Filipino love songs, Kundiman. Then we can combine with the dance, with all the children as well.
That sounds awesome.
Tita Jovi is dancing over there as well. Yeah. And then Jane, remember this, Jane, 2000? When we did the show at the Queen Elizabeth Hall. I think that's you, Jane, isn't it?
I think Jane's got lost a second on the internet because we're watching the video. So this is LK, and did I go to that show as well, Ronnie? I'm not sure if I did. I might have done.
I can remember because this one is like year 2000 when we did the performance at the Queen Elizabeth Hall.
I think I did. I think I vaguely remember it. I think I was there. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Jane
yes,
is
I do remember
there.
being
You're
there.
there, right, Jane?
Yeah,
With
that's me.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah, that's Jane dancing a sick.
Awesome. And you know, all of this is just so good to show to other cultures as well, isn't it? Because of course that show was like really on the South
And that's
Bank,
Dennis is there.
just Filipinos. It was other cultures who attended as well. And I think it's showcasing Philippine dance and Philippine culture to other nationalities, which I also think is a wonderful thing. I know you do that, Ronnie, with the Department of Tourism. You're showcasing the country as well.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a good way of showing Philippines the true identity through the destinations, and then combine it of the ways of life of people back home, and that's a good ways of like they're feeling the true Filipino spirit.
Hey, mommy. There's
That's it,
Lola.
Joey. That's Jane's mom there.
Wow.
That was like, when was that Jane? That's Jane as well again. And then Jane is there as well dancing.
There we go.
Binasuan.
Lola's doing the binasuan.
That's Rebecca is there as well dancing.
Oh,
You're the
wow.
hero of the Jane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's us dancing at the generation game.
That's the bit I was trying to find. I was trying to find that footage, Ronnie. I was going to try and surprise you when I had you on as one of my guests. And I spent hours looking for it and I couldn't find that. And now you tell me you've got the footage. Oh, my God. It used to be on YouTube, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it's still in YouTube at some
I
point.
can't find it. I've tried every single episode and I couldn't find it. But that was awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. It just brings back so many lovely memories, you know, and I think Philippine culture is such a wonderful thing as well. And I really do hope the pandemic's over so we can get back to these kind of events. You know, it's hard at the moment.
Also, Malcolm, just additional to that. You know, our culture changes all the time. So it's always kind of like nice to preserve what's the past that can be part of what we are now.
Completely right. And that's the thing about this book as well. And I don't really want to hark on about it all too much, but it's so amazing. I really have to. And you know, I think that's the point. It really identifies with Philippine culture.
The drawings look like Jane and Tita Jovi.
You know, it's something you can keep forever, which is just really, really wonderful. I'm so impressed.
Jane, who did the illustrations?
Alistair Austria.
Very good.
Really good. Check him out as well, everybody. He's really, really good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the time you've both taken. It's really been a trip down memory lane. It's been so much fun. We still have another short message from Laura Jane at the end as well, directly from the Philippines. But in the meantime, I'd like to thank you both very much. Maraming salamat, more success, and congratulations to you and to both of you. Maraming salamat.
Yes. Congratulations, Jane. Congratulations, Malcolm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Salamat.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So yeah, that was amazing. You know, I really love that episode. You know, this is what it's all about for me. It's about Philippine culture and promoting the country that I love so much. I'd like to thank World Remit once more. And we do have a message, I believe, now from Laura Jane. But first, we're going to play her last video. She has another YouTube video that she's kindly sent us. So we're going to go ahead and play that. And then we're going to have a message from her as well.
Sa iyong puso magsubok lamang yan. Huwag mong itigil ang laban, huwag mong isuko at iyong labanan. Huwag mong isipin na ikaw lamang may nakapalaran. Ika'y hindi tatalikuran, ating naman at siyang lahat. Hindi lang ikaw lumuluha at hindi lang ikaw nagturusa. Masakit mo'y may katapusan, kaya mo yan. Pagkabigo't alinlangan, gumugulo sa isipan. Mga pagsubok lamang yan, huwag mong itigil ang laban, huwag mong isuko at iyong labanan. Hindi lang ikaw magturusa at hindi lang ikaw lumuluha. Masakit mo'y may katapusan, kaya mo yan. Pagkabigo't alinlangan, gumugulo sa isipan. Mga pagsubok lamang yan, huwag mong itigil ang laban, huwag mong isuko at iyong labanan. Pagkabigo't alinlangan, gumugulo sa isipan. Mga pagsubok lamang yan, huwag mong itigil ang Pagkabigo't alinlangan, gumugulo sa isipan. Mga pagsubok lamang yan, huwag mong itigil ang laban. Thank you so much for watching my first video on YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please do not forget to follow and subscribe to my channel for more videos in the coming weeks. You guys take care. Hi everyone! Mabuhay! Greetings from the Philippines. My name is Laura Jane and I'm a singer-songwriter here. Thank you very much, Pusong Pinoy, for having me on this episode. And thank you to all the viewers who are tuning in. May you enjoy the rest of your day and keep safe. You can find me on my social media accounts like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you're interested to watch me live stream my music, you can also find me at sessionslive.com/LauraJane. Have a good day.
The spice is nice.
It's really good. I really recommend it.
It's like home. Everything's perfect.
It's absolutely delicious.
It was really, really nice.
Superbly marinated.
The customer service is amazing.
My favorite Asian food in Bangkok now.
It was genuinely the best, most filling meal I've ever eaten in my life.
The most authentic place to come for Filipino street food, spoon and rice.
World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Thanks so much once again to Jane, Mina Burns, Jaynee, for your incredible time that you've spent with us on the show. We've reminisced about Baguio, about the Philippines and Philippine culture. Thanks so much as well to Ronnie Del Barrio for your impromptu visit to the show as well, and of course to Laura Jane. You know, your singing is amazing, your songwriting is amazing, and I'm encouraging all of my followers to watch your live streaming. Thank you to everyone behind the show, to my technical team, and of course to World Remit, Spoon and Rice, Comfort Healthcare, Maraming Salamat po. Until next time, Mabuhay Pilipinas.
Hi, we're Fourth Impact, and hello to all the viewers of Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan.
Thank you for always supporting Fourth Impact, and please, you can download our new song, No More.
And all digital platforms.
Yes.
And you can follow us on all our social media accounts. Just type Fourth Impact, and everything is verified. So, thank you. God bless everyone. Keep safe.
Hi, my name's Jane Walker. I'm the founder and the CEO of the Purple Community Fund. We work with some of the poorest children and families in the Philippines. We run an integrated service plan from education, health, nutrition, social intervention, livelihood workshops, right the way through to business startups. And our goal is really to see as many Filipino families as we possibly can help to have a better and more sustainable and safe life. I have this great pleasure of welcoming you to Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan. And I've known Malcolm for a very long time, and he has been a massive supporter of the Purple Community Fund. In fact, Malcolm's been a massive supporter of pretty much everything Filipino. His drive, his passion and his energy is just absolutely admirable. He is a voice for the Filipino community in Britain. He supports all up-and-coming bands and charities that are doing work in the Philippines, and I know you are going to really enjoy this show.